Shalawam, shalawam. It's the brother Yeshaya. Before I begin, I would like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawaah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, the men I do learn this truth from. To the new listener, the name of the Lord is Yahawaah, and the name of his only begotten Son is Yahawashi, who this world ignorantly calls God and Jesus. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawaah and his Son Yahawashi. And I would like to say Shalawam to the hopeful elect. Now this lesson, I don't want to get too long into it because it's very simple. But the majority of you people, you don't hear this message. So this is to those that can receive it. Now this is an article I came across. It reads, "Death on the job. Texas says no to water breaks in the heat." And for reference, right now it's 106 degrees. I'm sitting in the car right now. I just got out the plantation. And thankfully I'm in a job where the Lord allowed me to drink water as needed. You see, because as much as the water we need for the body, the flesh, we need the spiritual water for the spirit. This word, which I'm about to get into. But I love going into these lessons because Jake doesn't understand, man. That's why they got to go by through death by pain. They got to suffer because they don't want to listen. So, like I said, this is for those that listen. Those that have eyes to see what's going on, and those that have the ears to listen to what's going on. You see? So, death on the job. And I'm in Texas. I'm in San Angelo, Texas, to be specific. So it's 106 degrees, and I've been hearing people talk, and it's been hitting records and whatnot, like 113 degrees, and that stuff, I'm sure there's other places that get hotter than that, but these people ain't prepared for what's about to come. That ultimate heat, that fervent heat that's described in Peter's, you see, in the book of Peter. I believe that's 2 Peter, maybe possibly chapter 3. Salakia, I hadn't looked into it in I think let's check it real quick. 2 Peter 3 and 5. Salakia. 2 Peter 3 and 5. And that's heavy right there. It says 2 Peter 3 and 5, the coming judgment. That's what's soon to come. Let's go ahead and click it just to see what it says. This is 2 Peter 3 and 5. Let's grab this in the NLT. It reads, "They deliberately forget that the Most High made the heavens long ago by the word of his command, and he brought the earth from the water and surrounded it with water." Let me go to the chapter. Let's go to the next verse. There we go, yeah. So I'm going to read it in the NLT, verse 6. "Then he used the water to destroy the ancient world with a mighty flood." So this is in reference to the first death with Noah. You see? So with water, the Lord destroyed the earth once. And that's why we got the rainbow. You see, which these devils try to twist and make it something wicked. Now, verse 7 in the NLT. "And by the same word," you see, the same word that prophesied Noah used, the same spirit that Noah prophesied of the flood, the same spirit's on brothers to prophesy of the second death, which is by fire. Now to prove it, verse 7, "And by the same word, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire. They are being kept for the day of judgment when ungodly people will be destroyed." And there you go. That's because only the elect of Israel will be saved. You see? Notice I'm only referring to Israel, which is a nation. The nation represented in this time as the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American and Israelite foreigners, which are, through their fathers, they go back to Israel, one of the 12 sons of Jacob. You see? Now Issachar, mainly the northern kingdom, they suffer from that heat, as it's going to refer to in this article once I get back to it, Lord willing. There it is. So let's read a little bit. It says, "Texas has been experiencing record heat waves this week." Salakia, I didn't even know this article was going to get into it, but hey, that's the spirit, because I seen this article pop up. I saved it through the spirit, and now I'm reading about it after I came around, customers at the plantation, referring to this. Now it says working outside when the heat index is above 110 is deadly. And that's true. But the Lord killeth and maketh alive. You see? As referred to in 2 Samuel, the Lord decides when it's your beginning and when it's your end. Now it says, according to data analysts by the Texas Tribune, last year in Texas, there were 279 heat-related deaths. You see? In the state, the most since 1999. There you go. So about 23 years. This seems like the perfect time for the state of Texas to pass laws mandating water breaks for workers required to work in the heat. Yet this week, Governor Abbott signed a law doing just the opposite. You see, that's Satan, man. And that's the Lord on the left-hand side, allowing these people to suffer. You see, they're suffering for wickedness. You see, they suffer for vanity. Their life is nothing. It says the governor signed House Bill 2127, which will go into effect on September 1st. This bill will nullify any local city ordinances that require water breaks for employees who work in the heat and prevent any local jurisdiction in the state from passing such laws in the future. This law has been called the Death Star. You see that? The Death Star law, because it prevents any local city or county government in the state from passing laws that contradict anything in Texas State Code in areas like agriculture, business and commerce, finance, insurance, labor, local government, natural resources, occupations, and poverty. It reads, the same state officials who scream foul whenever the federal government passes laws that they say trample on states' rights to govern themselves has basically stripped every local government in the state from passing laws for their local communities. Not only does this Death Star law prevent future local laws to protect workers, but nullifies ordinances already passed by Dallas and Austin to mandate water breaks for construction workers in hot weather. It says, meanwhile, heat-related deaths on construction sites have been doubled in the last 10 years. That's a sign right there, man. Jake continues to pass away day in and day out, and our people refuse to return to the Lord. Now, that's that stubbornness. And you see how the Lord's amping things up. It said in the last 10 years, it's been doubling. The Lord's getting, ready to return. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi is getting ready to return. But before he does, there's going to be a lot of death, especially amongst the household of Israel, the house of Israel, you see? So it says, and that's what brothers got to mentally be prepared for. As we get closer to the end, a lot of the people around us are going to perish, you see? And that's because a lot of them are just 2/3, The Lord isn't dealing with them at this moment. You see, in the kingdom, they're going to be dealt with, but as of now, they're nothing. They're nothing but, living missile food. Now, this is a quote. It says, this problem is particularly bad for Latinos. You see, the northern kingdom catching hell. That doesn't mean the southern kingdom ain't out there, you see? But this is the Latinos, the Issachar, the Zebulun, the Ephraimites, and so on and so forth. The northern kingdom is catching hell. This problem is particularly bad for Latinos. They represent 6 out of every 10 construction workers. That's 60%, man. That means you see a group of construction workers, 6 out of 10 are Israelites. You see, and there's speckled birds and tares amongst them. But hey, at the end of the day, this is article, I'm reading it verbatim. They represent 6 out of every 10 construction workers, according to data from the U.S. Census Bureau. Supporters of the law say the Federal Occupational Safety and Health Administration already guarantees a safe labor environment for construction workers. OSHA, however, does not have a national standard for heat-related illnesses and issues citations for overexposure to heat only after an injury or death. So Jay got to fucking pass out, end up in the hospital before they do anything. Jay got to fucking die before they do anything. That's how you know we're in hell, man. And you people want to talk about and after you pass away, you have the chance of going to hell. This is hell. Jay got to wake up. This is continuing. Deaths on Texas work sites have increased in recent years. On September 28, 2021, Atzlamo Ramirez worked on the Texas Gigafactory outside of Austin. And Telmo was a father and grandfather. And Telemo died of heat exhaustion, leaving a grieving family because the factory is outside the city limits of Austin. They were not subject to Austin's water break law. And Telemo Ramirez may have died as a result. There you go. Sadly, his story is not an isolated incident. This new Texas law means many, even more needless deaths. Terrible potential consequences. It may it's nearly impossible for local cities. And that's pretty much the point. Esau ain't showing you mercy, man. He don't give a fuck about you, man. So let's get to the precepts. Let's get straight to the curses, because the curses, hit Israel heavy. Not only the southern kingdom, or not only the northern kingdom, but as a whole, Israel has been catching hell. This is let's just start in 28 and 43. Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. You see it with these Edomites, these heathen nations, beginning with Esau. They're above us. We don't own the neighborhood flea market, the neighborhood stop and go, the neighborhood, Walmart, we don't own any of these, Of course, there's jakes that have a certain level of status or money and, companies and whatnot. But the majority of the people that run this entire world as we know it are heathen. Now it says, or very wicked Israelites, you see, because they got their reward. They're happy here. They've received their consolation. It says, very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And that's why the ghettos are reference to where the Jews dwell. The Israelites. This beginning with the southern kingdom, the head YAHAWAH, on down to the northern kingdom. You see? Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. Credit. These financing systems, the banking families, they lend to us. We don't lend to them. They have the head. You see, it says, he shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. You see, we get the end. We get the shit. Because, at the tail is the end of it. We deal with a bunch of shit, man. And they're the heads. They get to make the calls. Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee. You see, so as much as Jake thinks he's working against Esau and he's working against the system, this shit is designed to take you over, to destroy you. It says, till thou be destroyed. There you go. That's the spirit. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahawah thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. There you go. Because you simply did not want to listen. You Israelites are so rebellious, man. Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. You see? This is on us, man. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American aren't just randomly decided to be the Israelites. Nah, it's the signs. We just read about how the northern kingdom's catching hell and dying because of thirst. That's terrible, man. That's a terrible way to go out. But hey, the Lord is right in what he does. Who are we to tell the Lord anything, man? But you Jakes gotta wake the hell up, man. Especially the northern kingdom, man. We all gotta come. The elect has to all come to this truth, man. And Lord willing, I'm of that number. You see, and to the sincere Akim out there, man. Y'all's work isn't going unnoticed. You see, we're doing this for a purpose, and these Jakes, man, they gotta get right or just get left at the end of the day. Because we can't sit around waiting for all you people to acknowledge the truth. If you want to disregard it, the Lord's already disregarded you. Just know that. So verse 47, because thou servest not Yahawah thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. And there you go. We serve the Lord sincerely. You can't sincerely serve the Lord and if you ain't, like it says, with joy. If it isn't with joy, with gladness of heart, me and the brother always, and I'm sure the brotherhood could agree. Me and the brother always speak about how it's a beautiful feeling to get this workout. Whether it be hitting the highways or uploading a video or reading. That stuff brings joy to your heart, knowing that you're doing what the Lord commands of you. You see? Now, verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies with Yahawah, which Yahawah shall send against thee. You see? So, didn't Christopher Columbus get sent over here? The Lord put it in his spirit to come out here and find the northern kingdom. And look what he did to them. And then the Lord put it in Esau's spirit to bring over the so-called Negroes, the southern kingdom of Israel. You see, Israel was put together to be fucking beat together. The Lord ain't miss a beat when it comes to the scriptures. He's been proving everything he said since the beginning. So it says, shall sin against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. You know, hunger, thirst, and nakedness, because we didn't have this word. We didn't have the spirit to understand what the Lord requires of us. We didn't understand who he was and what he is, you see? All we knew is what these devils have taught us and what they've told us. You see, and the reason I got this scripture is to show you, you jakes are dying of thirst. You know, that bug out Kendrick Lamar has a song called Dying of Thirst, and that's the reality of it. These bug outs, all of y'all bug outs are dying of thirst. Ask any sincere brother. You're dying of this knowledge. You want this, but if the Lord's not dealing with you, you will not receive it. That's how powerful he is. He could decide what you got and what you don't got. You see? What you are and what you aren't. The Lord designed you, man. So why not serve him? Why not return? You see? And that's if it's in you. Because we don't got the decision at the end of the day. You see? The Lord puts it in you. And that's what we pray that he continues to do, is fill us up with the Spirit, man. That's what we hope for. That's what we're striving for. So it says, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. You see? Because Esau has the head over us, man. He gets to fucking choke us out on a fucking train, man. The Lord's getting ready to put an end to that and gather his elect and destroy these Edomites completely. And they're going to serve hardcore slavery, hardcore captivity. You see? They're going to be our servants in this kingdom for 1,000 years, and then they're going to be extinct. These other nations, they're going to have their little lots, you know, whatever we give them. But we're going to be the head, and they're going to rejoice over it. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. The whole entire earth is going to be glad when Esau is out the picture, man. You see? And in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You know, that heavily hit the southern kingdom. You see? A yoke of iron around your neck. That's how Esau treated us, like we were cattle. Like we were a bunch of animals. That's why they taught that fucking retard theory, Darwin theory, whatever it's called. Where they thought that we stemmed from monkeys. We came from cavemen. Nah, Esau is the caveman. Esau didn't even speak in English at one point. He couldn't speak and communicate with his mouth. These people are a bunch of idiots. So it says, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Who represents themselves with an eagle? That's these damn Edomites. Every captivity we've been serving them in, they've represented themselves as the eagle, you know? The Greeks, the Romans, this modern day Roman, America, these devils have always represented themselves with the eagle. And if you don't believe that, go into the book of Obadiah. They tell you who Esau is and how he represents himself and how he, as a nation, the Edomites have dwelt in caves. They built their habitation on high. What do you think these skyscrapers are for? Esau loves the idea of living in a cave where it's nice and fucking 40 degrees. You know, the brothers always, you know, point that out. These devils love when it's ice cold. I actually almost got in a fight with the devil back in the day when I had this roommate who was a straight up Edomite and I was unaware. I didn't have this truth to cover me up. I didn't have the Lord guiding me at that very moment. You know, he wasn't dealing with me. So at that time, this devil would try to fight me over the fucking air conditioner. Here it is, wintertime. Nigga had it at fucking 60 degrees telling me to get a blanket if I'm cold, while his dumbass walks around in sweatpants and a sweatshirt. These devils are double-minded, man. He's covered up like he's cold, but he wants it cold, and it's cold outside. Nigga, go outside where your ass belongs. You see, these devils are gonna be fucking treated like dirt, like what they truly are. You see? So once again, verse 49. The Lord Yahawah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. As they quickly we were put into subjection under these devils. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And that's because they came speaking other languages. You see? As the scriptures refer to as, what is that? Speaking in tongues. They were speaking in other languages. You people are so simple. You think that you got to just make a bunch of noises with your tongue. No, it's referring to another language. It sounds like it. Go listen to a Chinese man speak. If you ain't familiar with the Chinese, you are going to be confused. You're going to think they're just doing something with their tongue. You see? But they're speaking a language because they can interpretate it. We can translate it. But these devils, they be doing a bunch of mumbo jumbo, babbling. Confusion, man. Let's grab a few more precepts. This is Isaiah 49:10. They shall not hunger nor thirst. And this is the elect it's referring to. The elect of Israel. Neither shall the sun nor sun, neither shall the heat nor sun smite them. For he that hath mercy on them shall lead them. The Spirit of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi is leading us. The Lord has given us wisdom to stay out of the heat. To drink ice cold water as needed. To drink, to cover up as needed. The Lord is protecting us, man. He's preserving the elect for Yahawashi's return. See? For he that hath mercy on them shall lead them, even by the springs of water shall he guide them. And this is all reference to this spiritual water we've received, that we're baptized in, this word to apply to our lives, the law, statutes, and commandments, the righteousness of Yahawah, and the name Yahawashi. That's the only reason why we're being shown mercy, because we receive it. We're allowed to understand it and grow. You see? Like a brother had mentioned recently, if you're not growing, you're dying. So always continue in this truth, man. You ain't growing, you're looking back at the world. You're turning your back on the plow if you ain't growing. That's scary, man. You don't want to end up like Lot's wife. Turned around back to the earth, the world she knew, and turned into, a dust, to a pillar of salt, I believe is what it's referred as. You see, just if I remember that correctly, Salakia. As I mentioned, I just got out the plantation, and the Spirit was on me just to get straight to this lesson, because this is something I've been, meditating on all through the Spirit. Now, this is, I'm going to grab this precept, and I'm going to grab another one to show you the balance of Yahawah and the name Yahawashi. This is Lamentations 3:22. It is of Yahawah's mercies that we are not consumed. And that's something to soak in. We read about these people dying day in and day out. The Lord shows us mercy, man. And it could be something as small as not getting pulled over by these fucking devils, man. I was driving home from from work, just recently, and this cop was pulled over under a bridge. And through the Spirit, I've been trying to be more consistent on just keeping to the speed limit. The most I'll do is like 3 over. So as I was doing 3 over, this devil, this cop, I had passed by. His light turned on, but it was right after another car had passed by him. And I was already like, damn, I shouldn't have gone 3 over. Right when I was passing by him, I was already moving my cruise control down to where it fit exactly where that mile per hour is, that speed limit. But this cop had pulled over the person behind me. So I took that as a sign from the Lord that, he's looking out. Because it's not necessarily like you're going to get a ticket or go to jail every time. But at the end of the day, that's just unnecessary things that we don't want to deal with. So using wisdom, we're able to follow and keep under that radar. Stay out of the radar. We don't want these devils to be associating us with, oh, okay, this is the guy I always pull over. This is the guy that's been to jail X amount of times. This is the guy that, is always out there teaching the Bible. You don't want to build this bad reputation. You don't want to get unnecessary attention is what I'm trying to get at. You see? Especially if you drive a car that's like identified as something these 2/3 like to drive around in. We got to be aware of these things, man. These devils are going to spot you and try to find every way to accuse you. Just because what you drive or what you wear, what you look like. That's how these devils work, man. They have that perpetual hatred. You see? And so it says, it is, Salakia, Lamentations 3:22, it is of Yahawah's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. So the Lord shows mercy unto us, man. That's a sign of mercy. You know, little things like that. We got to continue to praise Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. You see? They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. So every day the Lord is showing his mercy unto the elect. That's who he truly wants to give it to. You see? It's mercy that the Lord's putting his elect out there to teach. You see? That's the mercies being sent out daily. Because brothers' videos, you've seen it. I've been recording for X amount of minutes, and you see brothers consistently, the system notifying me that brothers are out there, man. So don't ever feel like you're alone. The Spirit of the Lord is working, man. You see? So let's grab this precept to show you how the Lord shows his balance. This is Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi is in the midst thereof. And that's the Spirit, man. The Lord is in the midst thereof. You see, shit going down, the Lord's in the midst thereof. Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord hath not done it? The Lord has his control on everything in this society. And you people try to teach that you have the choice? Get out of here, man. You obviously don't serve the Heavenly Father, the Most High, Yahawah, in the name Yahawashi, if you think that you have a choice. You come in that pro-choice spirit. And a lot of brothers know what I'm referring to. A lot of you people should know what that means. You think you have the choice to bring life and death. You think you have the choice to choose the Lord or to not choose him. Man, get out of here with that. If you sincerely believe in that bullshit, then get off this video. This isn't for you. But it says, the just Lord Yahawah is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. So although there's evil things going on, that doesn't mean the Lord's evil. That doesn't make him an evil doer. Yeah, he brings evil. He allows things to go down, but that's because it's justice. The Lord's bringing judgment. As Job in the book of Job, shall there be evil, or Salaki, do they perish? Salaki, I can't think of it. What is that? Did they ever perish being innocent? Salaki, your brothers know what I'm referring to. But these people do not die being innocent. Everyone's at fault. And that's why our righteousness is referred to as filthy rags. There's nothing that we can do to make ourselves clean but have Yahawashi's blood cover us. And that's what we hope for. We hope that we're those men that the Lord has promised to that covering. So he will not do iniquity. So that doesn't make the Lord unrighteous. The Lord is pure. We can't even deal with him directly. That's why he showed us mercy and gave us Yahawashi, that mediator, that advocate for us, man. The Lord finds a reason to deal with us, man. Yahawashi. He gives the Lord a reason why we should continue. You see? So every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. You two-thirds are never going to understand it, man. You could be smoking all day. You could be drinking all day. You could be acting a fool. And wake up the next day, go to the plantation, and you're out there at the construction site. Boom, the Lord sent his judgment, man. You just got to get right, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I would like to end by giving all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, the men I do learn this truth from. Shalawam to the hopeful elect.